Alright, that's just on. And also, I do not have a current ambulance contract on file. No, so I do not believe that there is one.
That's good, I've got it.
I would think that, you know what I mean, like I always have it, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee at 3 o'clock, I'll make that better, guy.
Which means we need to sit down and talk about one.
Readers there, chief?
Absolutely.
Is that the new?
Probably the last
New to
one.
you? So I started wearing them and then I started getting headaches, so I had one of the eye doctor, and that was how I ended up with bifocals. I can't really see the line, but.
Finally gave up when I was trying to, everything was good up until reading a driver's license inside the car, inside the police car. And then it was like, no matter how much light I put on it, not helping, so.
So that happened with me. I was actually looking at the computer screen. I could hear him talking to one of the deputies. And I'm like, well, who's on a job? And I'm looking, I go, no one's even on a job. So I called dispatch. I go, hey, what's going on? They're like, yeah, and they tell me what's going on. I look down and I go, oh, yeah, I guess he is on one. I was going by Wegmans and I pulled right in and went in and bought a pair of readers. I came out and I go, oh, I can see. But I guess I got like an nystagmus in my eye, so that I started getting headaches just having the readers on. I used to always walk around like Chuck Schumer.
I've been lucky, but.
Yeah. Oh, here I am. All right.
Okay, now being 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was going to say amen. Brought that on. Okay. The minutes get sent out?
Yep.
Okay. I have 2 sets of minutes to approve this month. August 15th regular meeting, department head meeting, and the August 21st regular meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Motion from trustee Zay. Second?
I'll second.
Second from trustee Nagel. Discussion, corrections, additions? Okay, not hearing any. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Have no privileges of the floor this evening. Just a few comments from the mayor, correspondence. Association dinner's tomorrow night, which I think is just the chief and myself for going to that. Avon Inn, I think it starts at 6 cocktails or whatever. Okay. I did hand out Scott and Chief the little brochure I got. I think you just got the flat piece of paper. You got the brochure. It's primarily, I think, really for the road crew and stuff. But winter driving, road maintenance training. And the other one is just reminding department heads that Thursday morning, 10 o'clock, is our regular monthly meeting, or our bi-monthly meeting, post-regular meeting. And with that, move on to village clerk. Any changes to the action list that need to be addressed?
Oh, no changes, no changes. I think we just had one addition last month, but that got on there, I don't really changes.
Okay, we did receive a home grant application for Nancy Miller at 1 Eagle Street. I don't know if you want to act on that this evening. Probably best if we did. This is part of the home grant program that's similar to the housing rehab. This is not the rental one. Any questions you might have about that? What, do we have an amount yet for her?
Yeah, it was just over 20,000.
Yeah.
I think that's where the other two came in also.
Mhm.
This is our third one under that.
All right.
And for the rental, we haven't had a lot of applications come through, so we're going to try to promote it again.
Okay. We need to.
More.
Okay. Can I entertain a motion then to approve the application for the home grant for Nancy Miller, 1 Eagle Street?
I'll go move.
Got a motion from trustee LaBarre, second?
Second.
Second for trustee Nagel. Okay. Any discussion? Okay. Trustee Nagel.
Aye.
Trustee Zay.
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse.
Aye.
Trustee LaBarre.
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Moving on then, you have anything else, Mayor?
No.
Anybody have any questions of her? Okay, moving right along to public safety updates. Trustee Zay?
Charlotte Tammy.
Excuse me, sorry. The update for Mr. Gunn's property, I stopped down to Edway on Friday and I said, hey, do you happen to find your deed? Because I know right where it is. He said, that's way in the back of the truck because we're moving from Monday to the town of North Dansville this weekend. And it'll be, you know, next meeting before he has it. Ray said he'd get it to me before, copy it to me before your next Wednesday night meeting so that I can get it to you guys. But he just didn't have ability to put hands on it because it's pretty tied up moving between the house.
Yeah, I went down and kind of looked at the property out back, and based on that, you know, the photo that I had sent you guys, it looks like the area that would be the village right away is the grassy area.
Grassy area, yeah, he's been, everybody, has just been using right along, Mr. Slocum's property, and he said worst comes to worst, he'll buy 25, ask Mr. Slocum if he'll sell 25 foot with Mr. Slocum always having, you know, right away to it, and then he could have the back parcel could have a Maple Street address, and the front parcel could have the Main Street address. But he really thinks he has something, so I'm just going to give him another week to come up with the deed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
I already told you, another building for business closing on Main Street. I don't have anything else at this time other than by next week at this time, we will have a floor in our new McDonald's. We did footings for the last 2 days. I hope for the floor next week. And then a week after that, there'll be walls again.
Yeah, it'll go quick.
So,
When do they expect to have that completed?
they want to be open December 1st.
Yeah, it was like 93 days or something, they had like
Yeah,
that.
I remember it was about 90 days, give or take.
Yeah, I always heard 90, then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it popped 93.
They're,
Long weekend.
Bruce, the superintendent, because they are working, they have on the schedule for working every Saturday, things that we left tonight.
Yeah.
Unless
They're just being conservative.
unless we run into a drastic catastrophe, which I
Weather.
just don't see it happening right at the moment, but. Nice guys down there, they're good crews and everything. Maltby did the renovation of Burger King a couple years back. Wonderful construction company, all great people to work with. So, and obviously you see Casas, they're drywalling inside that building. I mean, they're gonna be wrapped up in probably less than 45 days. They're getting ready to tear out the asphalt that isn't supposed to be there, and put the parking lot and driveway the way it's supposed to be, and get it seated and everything else.
Oh, was there a fence that was gonna go around there?
That would be like the last thing they do. Yep.
Good.
Okay. Anything, any other questions for anything?
Great, you're up.
I'm just here because, I mailed Megan the invoice for the chassis in, so I think there was like a $4,500 savings by paying for it this week. So,
I signed off on an invoice on it today.
So if you guys wanna look at what actually came in, there's, got a couple
I
copies.
signed up on one.
Shiny.
Do you want us to hold the chat if you're in the office, or just go ahead and mail it?
I'll ask him.
Okay, alright, sounds good.
I know. Poor village.
20 grand.
Yeah. Cheap truck, huh?
That's 120 grand sitting there.
Yeah.
That's without the body.
Yeah.
Another 300,000.
Mhm.
Detroit. Yeah. You need 13, 450. Yeah.
Can I see that, please?
Certainly, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
Money
impressed.
sitting there.
Freightliner.
It's got, 70,000 pounds.
Try to control that. They're not worried about the monstrosities or. Care.
There is, I came,
There you
so,
go.
if you had any questions.
Very good. Do you have any questions of us?
No?
Where's that set up at now?
It's in, Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Where's that now? If we put the body out.
Yeah.
Be finished up there.
Yes, we'll be finished in Rosenbauer.
You guys gonna get it?
They deliver it to Niagara Falls and then they'll deliver from there to here.
So they come out on like train or how's it get? How do
They
they
actually drive it, I believe. It's a lot of miles.
So you're gonna take that ambulance to the
What's that?
show in Syracuse? Hold on a minute.
We are planning a trip out.
You never want to see us again.
He still talks about you guys.
I bet he does.
We were fun. Those two aren't gonna be there, are they?
With us.
Anything else from Greg?
All good. Larry, you're up.
Hi, y'all. No.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Work has been killing me, so, and we've got to be busier. Basically, what I'm here for is our open house results. Basically, we had quite the turnout. Everybody had a good time. Charter members showed up. We did do a family picture. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there because of work as usual. Shannon basically had me come tonight because he had discussed with you, Mayor, a pager bill that we got that wasn't budgeted,
Yep,
and paying it kind of puts us in a peculiar situation.
drop the bomb, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically what we're looking to do is take money from our fund to cover this bill for those pagers we had to get. We bought them like a couple of years ago, and the company that we bought them from, we thought we were getting them under the grant that Livingston County had gotten, but you know, in all actuality, we were paying for them. We actually received the bill like a year and a half later. So we had to pay this bill, and basically we didn't budget for it because we had no idea it was out there. We
What
thought
was the bill?
it was around $8,000. Basically, when we when the county grant came out and they said, you know, how many members you guys got that are active, how many pagers you're gonna need, we basically got the number that we already had that was active, and our membership has since ballooned from there. I mean, on Bricks alone, we got 76 people. I just looked at it. So we're just looking to cover those pagers at this time. I think you guys already paid the bill, right?
I don't know, yeah, she was,
Okay.
So you're asking,
Yes, sir. So what I'm seeking is approval from you guys to take that amount from our fund and put it back into our coffers, basically.
now, when you say your fund, you're saying whose fund?
Well, our fund, your fund, however you guys want to put it. The ambulance.
You mean you
fund.
want the village to pay for them out of our share of the medics money?
No, the fund that you guys put aside for the ambulance.
Like I said, oh, for the ambulance?
Okay, yes.
Ah, okay, well, that's rather interesting. Then we already paid for the ambulance?
So what they're talking about is the portion in fund balance. We have it earmarked on the spreadsheet as a reserve. Even though it's not technically that way in the budget, but we continuously add every year at the end of the year what percentage it should be going, like, to what our savings are, I guess. So the bills, so we take in the medics money and then we pay bills in our budget.
Mhm.
So whatever's remaining, we set aside and we earmark that for a new ambulance.
Right.
And that's the money that we use for this new
Okay.
ambulance. We have roughly, I would say, 20,000 left, which will continue to accumulate every year. So what they're requesting is can we take money from that for the pagers?
My question is, who paid for the fire departments?
They were all under the grant. We.
They were smart and got more than they needed.
Yeah, additional. All our members got them. We had some members that didn't want them.
And what's been the history as far as paying for radios? Who pays for those from anybody other than the DPW and the police department?
We've never had this come up before.
You did pay last year, well, when I was chief, I bought four more portables. Using my equipment budget, I know that. We didn't pay it, but we did buy, the village did buy four portables for me at probably $8,000 too, so. But you voted on that and stuff, so.
In the end, it's almost a cost to have people respond to take the ambulance. I see what he's saying by I just don't know how you get to that money without.
It's not typically a budgeted line item, but yes, we could voucher it and do, there isn't anything really special that needs to be done. We can voucher it, the board can approve the bill, as normal, if you all feel that, you can feel comfortable taking the money to do that. We do allow it to accumulate for, ambulance needs, and there is money there, so as far as, financially, we're okay, we can do it.
I'm not questioning that. What I'm questioning is, what was the intent of that money, and then what are we now going to veer from and do? And is this going to start a precedent? That's why I want to know who's paid for. My understanding has always been we paid for the ambulances. That was it. And I think there was a communication issue with, I think, a computer. But beyond that.
Yeah, contractually, what we do is the ambulances and then the billing program, right? The billing company and some software. And I believe that's it as far as budgeted items for the ambulance, for what's in the contract.
Well, it's up to the board.
Yeah.
It's a board decision. I'm just questioning
So we do the telephone,
what road we're going to go
the
down.
EMS charts, vehicle repair, and the ambulance. This is what we do in the budget.
Is it 8,000?
I'm waiting on Shannon to hit me up now. He just sounds like 5,300 actually.
That's getting better.
So I'm just.
Wait, Myers, I got
Send
one.
another text. Hey, it's 1,200.
Did you start high on purpose and then coming lower?
No, I thought that's what it was. I was expecting Greg to remember the amount, but he's our deputy treasurer.
Hang out with certain DPW superintendent.
I think instead of hitting reserve, I'm sure they're in them out of line, but I'm sure we could.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
300 in the budget, or someplace else, that's all. And 21.
Is this gonna set you up for a while, like, you don't need more every year?
No, we're not looking to set a precedence. Basically just this bill came and it just hit us at the worst time. We're in the process of putting the roof on the ambulance base and some other improvements that's got to be done. We're looking at a new furnace, and just basically this came up and it really put a thorn in our side. I had no idea Shannon was even thought of this until I got the phone call 45 minutes ago. Are you going to the meeting? It explained what he had
No,
done.
I'm still at work. Would have been a better question. Why don't you go talk about it?
But he's out there fighting crime right now, so he can't be here. So, still waiting on him or Floyd. I'm gonna say 5,300, that's what they put here.
Pleasure of the board.
They are using your money to put into the ambulance garage and do their repairs with it. Unfortunately, this was a bill that you didn't expect.
How soon do you think we'll have a solid number on that, Larry?
As soon as one of these guys gets me back, text-wise.
I think before we act on it, I'd like to know what the actual number is.
Okay.
personally, my opinion is that we have sufficient funds, and even though it kind of is outside of what we had earmarked that money for, obviously, it's an unexpected bill. You've got some expenses that were unanticipated. Personally, I don't have a problem moving forward with it.
Okay. So
As one board member.
So I'm gonna step outside.
As
right
one
quick.
board member. After we know what the figure is.
Okay, I'm gonna step outside right quick and call one of my other officers, because obviously Shannon's retained doing something.
Let's hope he's not detained.
No, he's detained.
He's the one that should be detaining somebody else. So I have a couple of other questions that may help rectify that issue anyway. So I guess at this point, get on the list to the next one. Trustees, eh?
Chief, think you're out.
Already. I don't have a lot to talk about, other than what we talked about last week, and what's on the list here. So we want to start the first piece?
Well, I can start the first piece.
Okay.
I called Dan Wenzel today about it, on the insurance. He did not receive the report till 9/7, which was, and the accident was on the 18th. So 3 weeks after the accident, the insurance company gets the police report. And the 8th and the 9th were, of course, a weekend. They sent off, I'm not sure how, but they sent off the information to the NYMER the following work week. They got it on the 13th, which was that Thursday. And they finally have assigned an adjuster to be here on the 17th. Well, I take that back. They assigned somebody on the 17th for an adjuster to be here. Dan told me to call him on Thursday if the person hasn't shown up. So,
Yeah, I know they threw a phone call to the office last week, left a message on the machine saying they were probably like on the way out.
well, my question is, why does it take 3 weeks for the accident report to get done? Because it's really a no report. It doesn't really say anything. I don't imagine Officer Bingham is the one who signed off on it. It took 3 weeks for him to do that?
No, I'm sure he did it that night, that's my understanding.
So it still begs the question why it took 3 weeks for, and the board didn't see it until, what, last week. So that's where that one stands. So we need to know when the adjuster comes in before we can really do a whole lot. There was also the email from Trustee Rittenhouse, and I don't think some of his questions were answered. You might want to take a look at that, either answer them now if you want, or get something to him and the rest of the board, I would say by end of business tomorrow. And that's all I've got on those two topics. And we do have two other issues we might want to discuss this evening. I don't know if you want to hit them now or wait until we get a little further along to new business, but there's the issue of an 8th officer, and there's also the issue of hiring the 7th officer. I'll leave that up to the board how you want it. We could just move on for the time being and go to finance and audit and wait for Mr. Rockington to come back.
Should I move on, get Dan's stuff wrapped up quick?
Yep.
Do it pretty quick.
All right,
My
through
thought.
budget modifications, there are none, but I want to note that before next month's meeting, I'm going to call around to all the department heads, and I want to set up a meeting with everyone just to kind of go over budgets, where they're at, all that stuff. So I will be able to report back to next month's meeting where we're at. Here we are, as you know, the busy end of the year is over with, but I will make that, probably within the next 2 weeks, let have it wrapped up for the next 2
And I'll just add on to that, once that is done, we will start the budgeting process for next year.
Well, that's why it's a good reason to kind of sit and get to that point, but I
Yep.
will, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna make it a point just to stop and see everyone, or whatever they are, I'll be in contact with you. Under special billings, you have anything else on that?
Nope,
Nope,
that's good.
okay. Wastewater treatment capital project with composting, there's none. Community development block grant, there is none. Monthly home grant, Cassie Underwood for 10 Quay Street and 22 Spruce is $37,050. That's all we have in our special buildings. I'll add in the regular bills with that, so there's only one. For general, we paid checks 17170 through 17,179, the amount of $53,583.16. We audited checks the amount of $375,000, $375,606.10. And under water, we paid checks 1545 through 1548. And it says equals 1567. Well, hang on a second, that, I would take that dollar sign shouldn't be there. 1567 through 1570 in the amount of $23,639.01. We audited checks through the water in the amount of $45,167.25. Through sewer, we paid checks 1368 through 1373 in the amount of $11,659.67. We audited checks in the amount of $31,238.84. Motion to move forward with paying the special billings, which is the home grant, as well as the regular bills under general water and sewer.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Rittenhouse to approve the payment under the home grant as well as the bills regarding general water and sewer. I think that is a misprint there, probably is number 1567 through 1570. It was just a cut and paste error.
Yep.
We'll correct that.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second from trustee Zay. Any discussion? Okay, trustee Labar?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Zay?
Aye.
Trustee Nagel?
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. Thank you.
Under the ban and bond payments on 10/15/2018 for the Depository Trust Company for the ambulance, $436 principal and $4.36 interest. On the same date, the Depository Trust Company for the wastewater treatment plant renovations, $14,564 principal and $145.64 interest. Motion to pay the band and bond payments.
We have a motion from trustee Rittenhouse to approve the band and bond payments. Any discussion? Or, excuse me, second, please.
Oh, second.
Second from trustee Nagel. Now is there any discussion? What does that do right off the top of your head? Final payment on that,
For the wastewater treatment.
yeah. And that, don't worry about it, I get it tomorrow.
It's gotta come right to the end on the ambulance, so.
Yeah.
Not much.
I have it right here.
Okay, we're good.
So we have it, actually this year,
Okay, good.
yep, so
Good.
this should be the last one.
Finish paying on something we no longer have.
That's exciting.
That all went away when they rebuilt the place. Okay, so any other questions or concerns? Okay, trustee Nagel,
Aye.
trustee Zay,
Aye.
trustee Rittenhouse,
Aye.
trustee Labar,
Aye.
and the mayor's an aye.
Under MedX billing account payments, Livingston County EMS, $225. Patient reimbursement of $559.25. Livonia EMS had none. MedX invoice 2018-9, $1,534. Village of Dansville, payment $14,066.97, and the Dansville ambulance, a payment of $17,192.97.
Yeah.
Motion to pay the MedX billing account payments.
All right, I have a motion from trustee Rittenhouse to approve the payment of MedX billing accounts. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second for trustee Labar. Discussion. Not hearing any. Trustee Nagel?
Aye.
Trustee Zay?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye. And I guess at that point, we can stop and switch back to Mr. Brockington.
Okay, 5,300.
5,300.
Yes.
Okay.
Even?
Yes, sir.
I'll come back next month, want 97 cents.
Want to do that under new business or?
Yeah, do it now.
Yeah, we can do it now if you want. You got it.
I make the motion, we make a one-time payment for the pagers from the ambulance fund to the ambulance company, the $5,300.
Not to be made, not to set any precedence with said payment?
No problem.
Okay, do I have a second? I have a second from trustee Nagel. Any discussion? Further discussion? Okay. Trustee Labar.
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse.
Aye.
Trustee Zay.
Aye.
Trustee Nagel. And the mayor's an aye. Just a couple of items that were left under the ambulance company. One was contract status. I have been informed that we do not have a current contract with the ambulance company.
You guys don't?
That's correct.
What did I sign last year? What did I sign this year?
I don't know, did you sign anything from us, or did you sign it from the villages or the towns?
I signed a whole lot of contracts, I'm sure Bill can say there as well.
Those are the ones with the townships.
Yeah.
It's different.
I think we need to have Mr. Grease and anyone else would like to sit down with myself, and
I'll send Mr. Grease your way.
please do. I think we can have a very good discussion about that. Thank you. And then the only other item, I guess, is last week Floyd Sick gave us some documents for me to sign. I just need your authorization for me to sign those. Those had to do with the billing with MedX,
And if we wanted to send them,
if we want to do that.
you waiting for me to say something?
You started, that's why.
I
Never
know-
been for
I-
lots of words.
I know, I know that we had this discussion a year or so ago when we went to the third letter,
Demand letter.
the demand letter for payment. Because, frankly, I'm concerned about all the money that's out there, but the end result is I'm really more concerned with the ones that are getting the checks from the insurance companies and cashing them and basically using it as their own personal business. I mean, you can't go into business for yourself. I know some of those loopholes have been tightened up or whatever, but I don't know what everyone else thinks about sending these to collections, because I know that it was not probably a year, within the last year or so, we discussed this, the last couple of years. Maybe just before you guys came on the board, we had discussed this, and it wasn't a favorable idea then.
We can discuss this further if everybody would like to take some time. If I'm going to be discussing the contract with Shannon, we might as well bring that whole topic into it. I don't see that it's so critical. We got to sign off on something right now.
I mean, I get to the point where if it was remaining tough to keep the doors open, and that was how you were going to stay in business to create and maintain an ambulance business. I don't even want to use the word ambulance business and ambulance service, but I don't think we're right there yet. I think that you can definitely see all different sides, but it's not that I'm against the idea. I'm just not 100% for it.
The comment made that other villages are going to the third letter, or they're utilizing the third letter. Not meaning we have to do it, but there are other, again, villages, townships out there that have gone that direction. That's all.
I think a lot are doing the third letter now. I think that the thing, it was, a lot of them are sending to collections now if they're not.
Yeah.
We're just, I guess we're always one of the last of the bunch to follow suit in what's going on out there.
I do believe it's part of the normal process, when you get into a situation like this, is when you get to a certain point, it goes to collections, or oftentimes they'll actually sell it to collections, and collections take over ownership and see what they can get back.
And that's where we ended with, they get like 45%
Yeah.
of the bill.
Yeah, that's very typical in the industry.
I don't know.
Again, I'm not saying I agree with doing that.
Yeah, it's a.
Anyone else have some thoughts?
Well, there's got, obviously, there's repeat offenders, you know.
A lot of these are.
There's numbers, you know, first offender, I mean, they don't have any money, maybe it is. What are you gonna do, you know, you just send them to the collection, they don't have any money. There's gotta be a system in there where you can work it out with somebody. Who's gonna take charge of working it out with the people, first offenders that don't have any money, and you're gonna send letters to them.
Well, the big issue, and I think that we've always had a problem with, are the people who are getting the check directly from their insurance company and cashing it and not paying off FedEx.
This is correct.
Yeah, and so those people, I think a number of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a number of them repeatedly do it. And I think it's tied down to really one or two insurance companies that even do that.
I'd love to be able to approve something so those people who have received the money and haven't paid it, they go to collections because they haven't paid their bill and they were supplied that. But we do live in an area where 9 times out of 10, the people who have not paid the ambulance bill probably are behind on a lot of things due to a lot of other circumstances are out there. And I mean, they're already struggling, and that doesn't make it okay, but what are we doing to help the situation if, we're not knocking on doors that close?
But at the time when they took that money and paid another medical bill until you don't know that,
Yeah.
To help that cause,
But I mean, I definitely, if there was a way to be able to single it out and say the ones who received that check and they haven't paid the bill, then under 100%, they should go to collections because they received the money. And I support that 10 times over, but the ones who don't, I mean, they're probably already on hard times. Yeah.
So I do believe, the way it was explained to us, and in the letters, that if somebody has a financial hardship, that if they ask for help, this company does have the right to investigate and give discounts. Is that correct, or waive?
Yes.
And I'm not sure if at that point it then goes back to the board, but that is one of the steps, that if somebody asks for help, as long as they communicate, then they say, okay, it's not gonna affect your credit right now. They may have to provide some information, and I'm not sure what the rating, I'm sure it's like a point system, I'm not sure what it is, but they can discount just like a hospital can do. It's that type of process. So we may want to learn more about that, because we have discussed in the past having, maybe having a board, like just on the village end that could do that, and this may be something, that MedX is already able to do for us, just to make sure that we have a handle on it too, but just so that that is out there.
You're correct in that statement. Floyd did bring that up.
Those some ideas, I mean, like I say, you're gonna have a meeting, and those are things, some ideas, to put together in that meeting.
Well, then we'll just hold off on this one for now and look at it a little further.
Can we put that on the action item
Yeah.
list, that way we don't forget about it and it doesn't
That's-
end up falling off into the abyss?
Better put the ambulance contract on there as well. Because if Larry did sign, I think we only signed it for a year anyway, so.
Yeah, they're only signed for a year.
So if any was signed, then it's have to change by now anyway, or gone past due.
So I don't think we really had any changes for it.
don't know if you guys had any changes or not.
Well, I know the last time we discussed it, and that was with Jerry, it had to do with the split.
Okay, well,
Because we want to get back to the 50/50. Which may help a little bit.
We had talked about like a 2% adjustment each year, or every contractor, or even a 1% adjustment, just to try to get back, because it's, so, pays the bills on both sides, you know? But, that was the adjustments that we were always talking. I think it's 58.42 now, we're.
Okay.
That wraps up the ambulance. Thank the chief.
If the chief has anything else, or we can move on to, Public Works. I don't care. Whichever.
Off the hook.
You guys have a nice night.
Thank you, gentlemen. Don't work too hard.
Now I got another meeting at 8.
New business. I think.
The, 8th officer and the,
Yeah.
and we'll just sign it under new business.
Oh, the other thing is, I'm not sure if it is or isn't, they haven't said yet, but, I'm not sure it's no big deal, but if they announce homecoming prior to the next board meeting, I assume we're good to go.
Homecoming night is the 28th
Yeah.
October.
of this month. Yes, I do.
This month, I haven't heard yet.
Yes, it's September. You know, homecoming night is the 28th.
Okay, so we won't be here before that, so we good to go?
I don't have any issue with it. It's a, I don't personally.
I have a motion then to approve the, homecoming parade in Dansville. It's usually just a,
I'd make that motion. I'd like to add in, I'd make a motion that if they decided to do fireworks again, I don't know if it is. I haven't heard anything on it, but I would approve the, approve that if that comes down the pipe too, because we won't meet again.
Yep, 28th.
have a motion from trustee Rittenhouse to approve the, homecoming parade for the 28th.
28th is the homecoming.
Yep, and, any associated fireworks, within the law, of course. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from trustee Zay. Discussion. Okay, trustee Nagel?
Aye.
Trustee Zay?
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Labar?
Aye.
And the mayor's an aye.
So then that'd be annoying, so I guess this first Friday's gonna be before next meeting if you want it.
Which one's the Oktoberfest? Is that going
That's
on?
the first Friday, yeah.
Is that gonna be? That sounds like it might be.
Should be October 5th.
Yeah, it is, I believe. Let me check real quickly. Looks like it here.
And that, is that an evening thing? There's also a home football game that evening as well, just so you know.
Yeah, that's where we shut off our Main Street, I'm not sure we're blocking.
Do we know what time that is?
Usually we start shutting off at 4,
Yeah.
so like 7:30.
Yeah, I believe they were planning on having, the classic cars down for one last time and some polka music and things like that. I'm not sure what else there may be off the top of my head.
Absolutely. Maybe people into the Main Street area. Do we need a motion on that?
Well, might just get it on the record, might as well.
Make a motion that we approve the, first Friday of the month extravaganza on Main Street.
I'll second.
And a second from trustee Nagel. Any discussion? Trustee Labar.
Aye.
Trustee Rittenhouse.
Aye.
Trustee Zay.
Aye.
Trustee Nagel. Mayor's an aye. Okay, there's probably something else in there too. We do have the Halloween parade coming up. And that would be, in October, of course.
The 31st.
Yes. That falls, I'm just checking what day it falls on. That's on a Wednesday. So.
We have $200 already in the budget?
Yep, it's already a budgeted item. Dave Lavin has already volunteered to guide it again this year, so unless there's an issue with that, that's just a annual event that we host. So unless you've got objections to it. And that should go forward, and I'll leave it up to the clerk to order the donuts and cider. I think we've always had plenty.
And anyone who wants to pass them out, the mayor always
Do a
needs
good
help.
job of that.
And Barb did offer to come this year too.
What's that?
Barb did offer to come help this year too.
Yeah.
But I'll do my normal,
Yeah.
get up.
I'll be there, the only thing is I sometimes have to jump ship to go over it, like, not sometimes, I have to jump ship and go over and crown the king and queen. Oh, 5-10 minutes of it, and back.
But I'll ask again as it gets closer.
Yeah. Okay. And,
Did we get quotes for cars?
They sent back an email needing more information, so I asked, they said, if you have questions, call them. So I called them and I waited for a call back. But apparently, the form has changed since the last time. So,
I used the same form I used before, because they all have the same number. So I used the same one, so I don't know.
neither of us know yet, but that was what came up on the website, to fill in, so we filled it in, and they want more, they want a different form, an additional form. So I called, find out what the additional form is, and didn't offer it, and I'm waiting for the phone call back to tell us what it is.
is this the state, or is this?
That's the same one.
And I also copied the same exact information from last year, so I didn't think it would be an issue.
Shouldn't be.
So I don't know.
Well, we working with the state, you have to understand it.
Well,
Things
we
change just so they can justify, certain things.
The last time we went through a lot to get that
Yeah.
squared away.
Yeah.
So we thought we were gonna have it nailed this time, and we did, other than apparently to add an additional form.
As I said before, I don't understand that part, but that's how you gotta do it. Remember last week, I said, I don't understand that part, but you gotta go through the state to get them.
Yeah, it gives the dealership the authorization to give us the deal. They wanna make sure it's just not some local out there, trying to get himself a police car. I did have one question. There is a unmarked car, or at least there was earlier this evening, sitting up by, between Maury Ave and Depot Road. They're in that parking area. It has a light bar in the back window. It has a big spotlight on the side. Nobody in it. It's dark blue, like trooper car would be. It's got the crash bar in the front, nobody in it.
No, somebody bought it at auction and been driving around. So retired, whatever you wanna call it. It's like when ours get sold, ours get
Yeah.
sold, but, so when our cars are sold, there's a spotlight on and things like that.
Don't they have to take the light bar out though?
The
In
light
the
bar-
back, the light bar's in the back?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Depends on the agency, because most agencies take them up, because
It
they
has
want
a-
them back.
Yeah, it's an HLH license plate, so it didn't strike me as being a state plate, for.
No, I've seen it around a couple times.
Mhm. Okay, I just wasn't sure. I mean, it was slowing traffic down, so I guess. So I guess he just broke down, or maybe if somebody decided to take a walk up to the castle.
It's not Kenny, right? It's not Kenny?
I haven't seen him, so I guess it's possible, maybe that's why I haven't seen him. Maybe he's got different wheels. But.
There's no way he retired that Ford truck.
I haven't seen it in a while. I was seeing it until a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it recently.
That looked like pretty good shape. It was a good-looking car.
Is there a lot of trespassing up there?
The mark.
Oh, yeah.
We get it at a good price.
That's what it's rate.
What's the number we can go under? That we can just buy?
We might just throw like on the coach car.
They confiscated?
They've already used it.
I know. I seen Van Duncan, I go, so you went to motor to the coach car? He didn't find it as funny like that.
Okay. Anyway, move along. Public Works. Scott. What do you got that's new? Don't even think about throwing equipment
I don't
over
see
here.
any staples.
No handles.
I don't see anything. I'll save it I'm gonna say that when I see something in your hand.
As far as water and sewer, we have some sewer issues up on the top of Leonard Street. It's plugged solid. I don't know if it's broken or whatever.
Is that up there at Highland,
Highland top end.
where it's all concreted?
It's below that.
Okay.
And that's where it's backing up. You can't
Mhm.
get down through. We had a back truck coming from the city today, but he had a problem with the seal or whatever, that's down, so I can't get a back truck till Thursday. You know, these sewer specialties, so maybe we'll get lucky, something they can fix, I hope, because it's very deep up there. But right now, we're pumping it 3 times a day, just, you know.
Well, that Liberty Street had a problem last year, wasn't it? Right there at the top of Liberty in Highland?
No, we had a problem at the top of Leonard before, where that was water.
Oh, the
Water
same-
main,
same
right.
spot.
Yeah, just below that, like 50 feet or so down the hill. So I don't know what we're gonna get into with that one. We still have the issue over on West Liberty, there's another problem over there. And then we have the problem up on Main Street.
What's on West Liberty?
The
Where you
West
at?
Liberty is another issue where
Where
there's
the,
a problem in the line.
yeah,
And I think what I'm gonna do is dig it up. There's a
sewer line or water?
sewer.
Okay.
They can't get in from both ends to fix it. Must be dig it up out of this far end. It's one of those peepholes or wherever you can't get down.
Right.
So,
So this is up towards the hill more from where the road collapsed.
right,
Right.
yep. Problem there. The one up on Main Street, there's a company out of Rochester coming down to fix that. That's where it goes to Charlie Drum's house. That's where they vibrated the street, screwed up his ladder where it goes in. Hopefully they got like a little robot that goes up there. You can fix it. It's $3,600 to fix it. But it's a lot cheaper than digging it up. It's deep and, you know, the middle of Main Street. So hopefully that's successful. If it's not, it still costs me $1,500 just having them down. So, but there's nobody else around the Northeast that can do it except this one company. So, kind of at their mercy. But that's, it is what it is. We are gonna, tomorrow, we're gonna dig up right out front over here by the gas station, and then over by our park in the corner, West Liberty and School. There's 2 valves. That one is over there. Fire park is leaking, it's been leaking for a while. This one just doesn't work. So we're gonna get them both dug up tomorrow and then fix them on Thursday. So, get them both ready, because we gotta shut down, you know, that big area, so we might go and shut it down.
Got everything ready to go.
We'll have everything ready to go, once you get it opened up.
I mean, you got the valves, you got everything.
Yeah, we got the valve. So that's really about it for water and sewer. They called me today on the monument. He's gonna give us a price finally to fix the monument. He's gonna give us 2 prices. One, if we do a lot of the work, and the scraping and so on and so forth. And one, if he does it all. So hopefully I'll have that for the next meeting.
I think the consensus is, we talked about a little bit, I don't know, we never said what we were gonna do. There was the, how Sumter spelled wrong.
Right.
Leave it like it is.
Okay.
Whether or not it gets shaved off or put it back with a mistake in it. It's supposed to be SUMTER, and somewhere along the line back in late 1800s, 1900, I think, when they erected it, they spelled Sumter and put a P in it.
Sumter, yeah, SUMP.
So,
Well, we'll get the price and then
yep,
see where you guys wanna go on
I
that.
have to do something before it gets too bad.
NISAC, I did call NISAC. The reason that they say that they're not doing restoration is because they've been trying to get a permit to go across Main Street down by your house, Danny. They can't get it from the state. The state keeps demanding more information. And I know they've contacted us quite a few times. So they can't energize anything over there. So I guess they have to go back and do a lot of digging to hook everybody in. I mean, I think you can still go back and restore some of it. Where they're gonna dig, don't touch it. Something like that. Chop out to me. Then as far as they are gonna pay the $400 per hole, he's gonna come down, we're gonna ride around.
No, it's 5.
4.
Okay.
Pretty soon it's gonna be fine.
You got an email from Greg on the Army Corps, right? For the permit, did you see that? I thought you were.
I saw a message today, but it was for lunch tomorrow.
Time.
He sent an email, I'm sure you received, it doesn't matter. Anyhow, I think we're gonna have a permit relatively quick, by the way it sounded in the
Okay.
email.
Well, a couple of days ago, I got one on that.
Right.
Yeah, this was today. I was talking about I got one from him on lunch tomorrow. You know anything here in
I
Dansville?
got that one too, I haven't replied to it.
Neither have I.
I guess if I have time, we'll go have one of them. He's here. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, I don't know, I've been talking about that.
Well, whatever.
Who's gonna have by lunch?
Greg.
MRB.
We'll show up and do it. Have lunch.
You should drive up to Rochester and he can get us one of those fancy places. Anyway, continue on.
We did pour some sidewalk over on Clay Street today, we got the last of the crossings formed, we're gonna pour that tomorrow. So we'll be down to a curb out front and finish the sidewalk and just, little bits and pieces here. That project's about done, so that's a good thing. See that getting done. Other than that,
So about sidewalks.
what more sidewalks?
Yeah, you said you were pouring one last week or early this week, I forgot which.
Well, we just poured one today over there, 100 feet over on Clay.
So you said somebody on West Ave or Franklin or someplace?
We've done a couple.
Is my favorite one yet?
We have done some. We're almost building today. Right now, my goal is to get those folks that can drive in and out of their houses, that's, cross safely. But yes, Jerry's is coming, there's one more down the street, but I'll do those two at the same time. But it's, you go fix the road and sewer, you go do the sidewalks, that's what I have to juggle every day. is all the sidewalks.
Yeah.
That's the way it is, buddy, I'm sorry, but that's unfortunate.
On that, just talking about Clay Street, I know that we had kind of just thrown around a little bit. Kathy Young's office came through with the grant for some money towards the sluice, and I know that we had talked that the number was around 171, and then I heard you say that you had backed out the labor. What was the labor cost? Do we know what that?
Yeah, labor at the cost was right around 30,000.
I was just wondering if we see.
That's our labor cost, not the
and so
going wages out there.
Yeah, so I was
Going
wondering
rate.
should we back that out, or should we try to get it in?
Well, I put that in the response I gave to the senator. I gave her the two prices.
Okay.
So
Perfect. No, that's all I need.
see what she wants to do, because actually the total came, Scott figured out, was 201 something, 201,000.
With the labor in?
With the labor in.
Okay.
So I backed it off to 30.
Because I was gonna say, I'd like to submit with, and then if she comes with 200, then we still save on the,
I've actually been playing tag with her aide who's been handling this, Melissa Gonzalez. She wasn't in yesterday, and she was supposed to be there today, but she wasn't there today, so something tells me she's probably ill. And she's supposed to be there tomorrow, so we'll find out.
Have we ever discussed how the contract and sidewalk work out?
Have we ever discussed it?
Vice versus doing it ourselves, things
Mhm.
like that, obviously, time and everything else that we got about. We talked about having somebody do just the sidewalk work for us, or whatever.
No, not per se.
I would presume that it would be
More expensive.
to do
Well,
it.
it probably will be as far as time.
Whether or not that would, I mean, the idea we're doing it was to get it done at a rate that would be acceptable to most people. If we start jacking it up, then they might as well, I don't know if you get any of the contractors out there to take it. What do you think, Scott?
Well, I think somebody would take it, but it's gonna be a lot more money.
Yeah.
Concrete now, so we got all that labor, a lot of labor there.
Because they had to pay their employees a prevailing rate.
Going rate, prevailing rate?
Well, just, the bridge was 300, Greg just sent 350,000, he figured to do the bridge if it was contracted out, give or take a little bit, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Homeowners can hire a private contractor to do their sidewalk though. They have that option as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're paying the
They
full
don't wanna
shot.
wait. Right.
Yep.
Yep.
I just threw it out there, I knew it cost more money, obviously, but as far as getting the work done.
Guess it'll depend on the economy.
Street and all these other jobs are coming up, and sometimes, you gotta take care of people too, and they want their sidewalks done. And help them, people that wanna get things done.
I would like to this year is, we are gonna get the $170,000 to put on a couple extra guys for leaf season this year, especially if we're into the bridge and, you know, I still got those blocks sitting down there in the winter, I'd love to get those put in too. But days are clicking off, so I don't know how you guys feel about that, but leaf season takes all my guys, you know, and that's right around the corner. So, something to think about. For the next meeting, we'll have to make a decision. We won't give them a whole lot of time to find a couple guys. You know, have to explain to them it's just a short window, but still. You know, we're doing until after Thanksgiving, so.
What are your plans for paving?
Hopefully, I'd like to get something done on this parking lot, get that figured out. As soon as we put these valves in, then we can grind the street. Right now, you know, we're starting to come into where it's gonna be hard to get pavers again. I talked to Spolina, and he said he's gonna have some holes, so I wanna get these streets, you know, the valve work done, so we can grind them and have them ready and get them paved. But I'd like to do those two parking lots over there by the park, because those are a mess. Pave them at the same time we do the street, just to spruce it up.
You gonna do the parking lot on Church? Along Church, the park?
Right. I'd like to, same time we do the road.
How about the church?
The church?
Chestnut Street, Chestnut Avenue Church in front of that, that was.
Oh, the drainage part? I don't know if I'll get to that this year, this point.
Is that something that, oh, that was wasn't our project anyway, was it? That was, they wanted to have us do it, right? Dave,
But they have a lot of work to do at the church also.
from the Methodist church there, right?
Yeah, the street is well above where it was back before it was paved. Now, obviously, when they paved it, it raised it up anyway, but, I mean, you look at the old pictures, and there are a number of them there that show the church back when the road was still dirt.
And it could be taken back down too, you know. You wanna go that route, knocks her back down and get it where it's supposed to be, get some drainage on and do it the right way.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's built up a long ways.
I say, every time they would pave it, they'd take down maybe 1 or 2 inches and build it up an extra inch on top of that, so you're always gaining height.
Is there quite a list of sidewalks gotta be done?
No, not too bad.
No, really? No.
Ones that are actually paved, you know, but there's enough to keep busy, that's for sure. There's probably 6 or 7 right now to do. I think I only have actually maybe 1 left that's actually paid, but there's other folks waiting. They'll pay as soon as I can show up. I don't like to take their money and then do the sidewalk. But I got the list, but there's I think 3 or 4 of those guys.
So not enough people to hire like they used to with the sidewalk crew. You know what I'm saying? They used to bring in a crew
Bunch
for
of
the
kids.
summer or whatever. Yeah, the problem, part of that was, I'm going back quite a ways, obviously. Seemed to be
Certain crew.
Seemed to be like a patrol crew. Some more time patrolling the streets for us, they like.
Yeah, no, I know that if someone wants to make their driveway wider or whatever, they gotta get permission or whatever, you know, entering out of the room. Let's say the sidewalk from the sidewalk to the front porch or front stoop or whatever. They wanna make that wider, do they need permission for that? Like say they've got a normal width sidewalk, whatever it is, 36, 42 inches, but they wanted to put in a wider sidewalk to the front. Would that?
No, that's their own. That's nothing to do with that.
Okay, because I know that like if you do something with your driveway, then you gotta get permission.
If you're out on to the right way. Other than that, that's their, you know, then it's really cold, you know, as long as they meet the code. With handing on setbacks and all that good stuff.
And another thing, you got Dave Sanderson and Dave Roberts too, which should carry them over right into leaf season.
Well, yeah, Oscar, but, you know, Dave is really not able to run the holes and things, you know.
And then we always just have to make sure that once it gets to be about that time, we have to check and see how many days they were, right?
They're okay.
They're
They start
okay.
late, yeah.
They started late.
Yeah, that's good, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Oscar and Dave starts late.
Well, it's 90 days, you have to be off 90 days, right? Roughly.
But he's off way more than that. But that, you know, leaf, that's a hard job, no doubt. You run that holes on leaf, and how big are you done again, I guess it just depends what we wanna do, what we wanna get finished this year, that's all. At William Street, I'd love to get those blocks laid and done with that down through there. Days are getting shorter.
Anything else for Scott? Okay. Let's see. Parks and Rec, nothing really there. Mike, you have anything for Parks and Rec?
No, I just forget that. Other than,
And technology/energy, we don't really have anything right now for that. Hopefully we'll have that app done this week. It's actually all taken care of, except the photo's gotta be redone. Okay, moving on to unfinished business. We have a position to fill, in the absence now of Officer Fall. Do we, go into executive session for that? To discuss it any further?
I would like to, if possible.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion. You have any comments about anything that was discussed this evening? Okay, I apologize for overlooking you. Well, actually, we even haven't got that far yet, but this is a separate executive session. Okay, well, I have a motion then to go into executive session, and do I have a second?
I'll second it.
And second from trustee Zay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and
I'm not sure.
trustee Nagel.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
I think you did.
Someone-
I think you did, Mike. I heard you say that.
Someone over there said it.
Yeah.
Don't forget the
Yes.
resolution before.
I think I hear it.
Okay.
Because
Because that's it.
quiet, or you can't hear with that.